Alright guys, so this is a Patreon request from Jack Oliver, and this ends the trilogy of the Superior Ladybug. Yep, there was a whole trilogy that he asked me to do, and yeah, as always, if you'd like to have a Patreon request done, just hit the link below, head on over to my Patreon, and hit the 4th tier, where not only you'll be able to send me requests for Patreon, but also check out the exclusive content over on Patreon as well. So yeah, so let's dive into the Superior Ladybug 3. So this story is a little different because it's not just involving Ladybug teaming up with Otto again, we're involving another Spider-Man too. And that Spider-Man is Spider-Man 2099. So yeah, Miguel is going to be in this story. So this story takes place, it basically begins with Ladybug, Marinette in Paris, just hanging out and, just being cool, and all that. And just like, well, lazy day. It's very rare I get a lazy day without Hawkmoth, getting in my way, creating a villain or doing something else. Like I just have a day to myself, and I'm going to use that day to myself and just relax. Like I'm just gonna hang out, relax, do my own thing. It's gonna be cool. And why is there a portal opening up in my in my room? That portal that opens up is out comes because she thinks it's Bunnix first. She thinks it's Bunnix coming through, but instead it's Spider-Man. It's Miguel who comes through, just flying in to attack Marinette. Like he just comes flying in to attack her, and he's like, Marinette Dupang Chang, you are a danger to the time stream, and I'm here to put a stop to you. And she's like, what did I even do? I didn't do anything. And he's like, it's not what you did, but it's what you're going to do. I'm sorry, but I gotta take you down. And by this point, this is when Otto arrives. Remember, he's separate and he has his own Spider-Man body, so he comes flying as the Superior Spider-Man, and he's like, Miguel, it's been a while since I last beat you. I bested you. Are you still working for Alchemex? And the two fight while Marinette gets out of the way. It turns out that Otto had been following a temporal disturbance, and it led him back to Paris. And he was like, well, I've gone on enough adventures with Ladybug to know that I should just go find Marinette. But he didn't know that the temporal disturbance was Spider-Man 2099, nor did he realize that he was going after Marinette. So he's like, Miguel, this isn't your style. Like, what's going on? He's like, the time stream is in danger. And Otto replies, when is it ever not in danger? So about this time, this is when Bunnix shows up and grabs Miguel because he's causing a temporal disturbance. And Bunnix also goes, I sent Miguel, but I didn't realize he was gonna go just beat the shit out of Marinette. And they're like, why would you do that to begin with? Why did you send him on a rampage? And she's like, there's been a problem in the future, and I mean the far future. And she says, in the year 2099, something is something is becoming a little different, and we need your help to stop it. So it turns out that there's someone in the future who has taken over Alchemex and is now becoming a superpower throughout the country and is slowly taking over as the new head of Alchemex. And that person is Hawkmoth 2099. So yeah, Hawkmoth 2099 is in charge of Alchemex and is using the Akumas to use as a cyber plague. They're basically sending Akumas through the internet and infecting people and creating a new wave of villains that are overwhelming the heroes of the year 2099. So the X-Men and Avengers 2099, Ghost Rider, all of them are just getting their asses kicked by this new wave of villains, while this Hawkmoth, Alchemex, and the Alchemex and the rest of them, and the new leader, the Hawkmoth of the year 2099, is basically taking over. And they're like, well, who's the Hawkmoth of 2099? And they're all like, you want to tell her or should I? And she's like, Marinette goes, "Is it me? Oh my God! Did I go evil? Did I become the Hawkmoth of the year 2099?" And they're like, "No, you died a while ago in our timeline. Well, in our future, our past, which is also your future. But no, the Hawkmoth of 2099 of the year 2099 is your granddaughter, and yeah, she is she's something else. She's completely dangerous. So you need to go talk to her. We need to stop her." And we tried to stop her, but several of our friends were killed, or some of the miraculous heroes of that time were killed. Bunnix was sent from Bunnix basically says, "I was pulled from my timeline by the Bunnix of 2099 to help. They got killed, and now they sent me to help you. I picked up Miguel, and the two of us have been trying to figure out how to stop this. And Miguel believes, killing you would be the best option," which I didn't agree with. And by this point, Otto's like, "Oh, Christ! All right, we should just go to the future and take care of the problem instead of trying to kill this child." And Marinette's like, "Oh, thanks, Otto. I'm not doing it for you. I'm doing it for the time stream." So, the team of 4 go to the future, and before they leave, however, Miguel's like, I know why you really want to go to the year 2099, Otto. There's tech there that you want to have your hands on, and I'm gonna make sure you don't get your hands on any of the tech Alchemex has, or any of that." And Otto's just like, "Miguel, please. You think so little of me." And he's like, "Yeah, I do, because I know, I know you, dude. We've done this before. We've done this with the Spider-Verse. We've done this before. You're still, even as a Spider-Man, you're still Otto Octavius. You're still Dr. Octopus. So I can't fucking trust you, dude." And Otto's like, "Well, we don't have time for that right now, so let's go." So they go to the future, and yeah, they immediately run into the new Alchemex-empowered, Akuma-empowered Alchemex soldiers. And, and Miguel is like, "Oh, shock this," because shock is their F word in the future, in the year 2099. He's like, "Oh, shock this," and they're all fighting, and this is when they're saved by, they're basically saved by the Ladybug of the future, and it's Chloe's granddaughter. It's Chloe's granddaughter who is the Ladybug of the year 2099. And she's like, "Yeah, me and," because she wants to keep the identity secret, but yeah, me and your granddaughter used to be a thing. We used to be a thing. In fact, she was my cat noir. But what happened was, her family was killed during a fight with the Avengers and Doctor Doom, President Doom. And what happened was she lost her mind, went out and found the Moth Miraculous, and took it and became the new Hawkmoth. And she also was she took control of Alchemex after that, a hostile takeover. So yeah, they used to be Hawkmoth and she used to be Cat Noir. They used to be a thing with that Ladybug, and now it's all hit the fan. It is all thoroughly, it's all thoroughly fucked at this point. It's not a good time to be, it's really not a good time to be Ladybug right now, because there's a target on her back too. So Ladybug is all like, "Holy crap! If she's my granddaughter, then I should go talk to her. Maybe I can get her to make some sense." So her and Otto break into Alchemex, while the rest of her and the Ladybug of 2099 break in. They basically, while Miguel and Bunnix try to create a distraction, while the rest of them get into Alchemex to face the Hawkmoth of 2099. They think, well, we can reason with her. We could probably talk to her. We could snap her out of it. two of us are reasonable people. And Otto's like, speak for yourself. I'm of the mindset if your granddaughter becomes so dangerous to the future and possibly the past, I'm in the vote we kill her. And they're like, we're not going to do that. But when they get there, they discover that she's cybernized herself. She's more or less made herself one with the Alchemix supercomputers and has made herself like this cybernetic life form. And she can't go back. Like, she's transferred her consciousness into it and is like kind of like Xana now. It's kind of like Xana from Code Lyoko. And she's planning on akumatizing the entire planet to be under her rule, like, so that she can finally have order. It's not like some grand world takeover scheme. It's more like the fight that took my parents was so chaotic. It was like such a chaotic event that it showed me that order can only be found through one being, and I will be that one being if everyone is under my power. And if anyone disagrees with me, they will be killed for it. So, both Marinette and the Ladybug of 2099, the two Ladybugs try to talk down Marinette's granddaughter, but they see she's so far gone. And by this point, Otto is like, we're out of time, we need to do this now. And they're like, Otto, don't! And he just starts tearing out cables and whatnot and kills her. He straight up kills her and terminates her, thereby releasing everyone who's been akumatized. So they win, but at a high cost. So they're sent back to the present. Bunnick sends them back to the present, and she's like, this was the only way this was going to work, sadly. And by the end of it, Marinette's like, I know we've teamed up before, Otto. No more. You stay away from me. Because you're not a hero. You never will be a hero. You're still, Miguel was right. You're still Dr. Octopus. And he's like, I did what was necessary, and if you don't like it, then that's on you, child. So he goes back to the States, but as you can imagine, he did steal technology, and what it is technology that'll help him open a doorway into the rest of the multiverse, kind of playing into the Devil's Reign tie-in, where he met other superheroes he teams up with in that tie-in, which I'd really like to read. So there you go, guys. That is the final Superior Ladybug story. So I'd like to thank Jack Oliver for the patronage and continued support, and for the story. And you guys tell me in the comments below what you guys think of it, and hope you all enjoyed this. I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the Multiverse.